I want you to think about the reality playing out all around you right now. Actually, scratch that. I want you to look at your own life for a second. Every single morning, millions of us wake up, walk out the door, and follow the exact same invisible trails. We spend our entire lives, our best years, serving massive systems that literally wouldn't even blink if we vanished tomorrow.
Think about the modern commute. Picture a crowded subway station or a massive highway at rush hour. You've got millions of people moving in these synchronized, perfectly rhythmic patterns. Absolutely no eye contact, just tired faces illuminated by the cold blue glow of smartphones. Now, we all fiercely believe that we are independent, free-thinking individuals, right? But what if our daily repetitive, seemingly robotic behavior isn't actually as unique as we desperately want to think it is? So, are we really free? Today, we are breaking down a terrifying biological mirror. We're looking deeply at the ancient, massively successful, and completely unconscious world of the ant colony. We're talking about tiny, practically blind insects that built functioning civilizations millions of years before human memory even existed. And as you'll see, their society mirrors our modern existence in ways that are deeply, deeply uncomfortable.
Chapter 1. The Perfect Society.
At first glance, the perfect discipline of an ant colony is incredible, mostly because it is an existence completely free from existential dread. Every single ant knows exactly what it was born to do. There are no midlife crises, no anxiety about the future. But us, humans, we are absolutely exhausted by infinite choices. We mindlessly rush through these mundane daily checkpoints, wake up, commute, scroll, sleep, and repeat. And despite doing so much, we frequently feel completely lost in the heavy machinery of our own lives.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates humanity's fatal flaw. You see, an ant never wakes up in the middle of the night and asks, am I wasting my life? Am I actually happy? It just moves, it builds, and it serves the colony. Individuality might be our greatest evolutionary gift. It's the thing that makes art and love and music possible. But it is exactly what causes our deep psychological suffering. We carry the agonizing burden of awareness.
Chapter 2. The war humans never noticed.
There is a hidden massive war happening right beneath our feet in Southern California. Cars drive over it, cities sleep right beside it. Invasive Argentine ants, spread globally by human trade, have actually formed a massive underground empire. We are talking about super colonies stretching for hundreds of miles, built entirely on chemical recognition. But when these massive super colonies fracture, millions of them die in endless, brutal wars, dictated entirely by their chemical programming.
The truly terrifying part is how perfectly this maps onto our own behavior. Ants will fight to the death simply because a rival ant has a slightly different chemical smell. Look at our modern digital world. How many human conflicts, vicious internet tribalisms, and endless outrage loops begin with just a slightly different signal, a different flag in a bio, a slightly different political opinion. Just like the ants, we blindly follow our programming, attack the other side, and call it our noble destiny.
Chapter 3. The Superorganism.
Now, this brings us to a scientific reality that should genuinely disturb you. An ant colony isn't just a group of bugs hanging out together. It is a single living entity. Scientifically speaking, an individual ant doesn't really exist. An ant matters to the colony about as much as one single neuron matters inside your brain. Only the massive collective system itself is actually real.
And this forces a very heavy question. Are we doing the exact same thing right now? We genuinely think we are making independent decisions every time we pick up our phones. But invisible algorithms guide our behavior. Our digital feeds shape our daily emotions. Online trends dictate our identities. And social pressure actively rewires our thoughts. We have to ask ourselves, are we letting these invisible digital networks dissolve our individuality until we become nothing more than a digital superorganism?
Chapter 4. The 60-million-year-old farm.
To really understand this illusion of control we have, we need to look at an ancient evolutionary milestone. Humans love to believe we are incredibly special because we invented agriculture. But actually, leafcutter ants discovered it 60 million years ago. Millions of years before human language or cities even existed, these ants evolved a terrifyingly perfect, mutually dependent relationship with an underground fungus. They don't actually eat the leaves they carry. They feed the leaves to the fungus, and the fungus feeds them.
It sounds like a beautiful synergy, right? Until you hold it up as a mirror to our own lives. Just like the leafcutter ants, we built these massive digital platforms to serve us. But now we have become so incredibly dependent on them that the dynamic has completely flipped. We feed the algorithms our constant attention, our private data, our time, and in return, they feed us endless, hollow stimulation. You really have to wonder, who is the farmer here and who is the crop?
Chapter 5. The Price of Perfect Order.
You know, we admired the relentless, ego-free efficiency of the ant colonies so much that in the early 20th century, we essentially tried to copy it. Look at our modern industrial systems, the sprawling corporate empires, the giant fulfillment warehouses. We systematically broke complex human processes into tiny, repeatable actions. We removed individuality to maximize productivity, optimizing living humans into mindless components of a larger machine. And the terrifying part is that it worked. But humans aren't ants. We feel the profound soul-crushing exhaustion of being treated like a disposable cog.
Chapter 6. Weaker than sugar.
Despite all their collective strength and their massive global empires, ants have a fatal flaw, and it perfectly mirrors our own modern addiction. A single grain of sugar can completely control them. Their entire existence can be hijacked by simple chemical shortcuts, pheromone trails leading to a cheap, instant reward. Does that sound familiar? Our own biological behavior is constantly being hijacked by the artificial dopamine of endless scrolling, fast food, and digital notifications. We are quite literally drowning in digital sugar.
Take a deep breath and look at this quote for a second. Sometimes we confuse stimulation with meaning. This is exactly why entire modern societies have become addicted to distraction. We spend hours upon hours scrolling, consuming, and reacting, without ever stopping to ask where we are actually going, or why we feel so desperately lonely and empty despite being the most connected generation in human history.
The finale. The haunting difference.
As we wrap this up, we have to face the most profound realization of all, regarding the gap between us and the insects. An ant will never, ever experience an existential crisis. But humans? We are deeply burdened with the agonizing conflict of consciousness. We struggle endlessly because we hold these massive contradictions in our minds. We want absolute freedom, but we also crave a clear purpose. We want to be entirely unique, but we desperately need acceptance. We sit around criticizing the hive mind of society, while doing absolutely everything in our power to fit perfectly inside one.
And this is the ultimate tragedy of modern life. Piece by piece, step by step, humanity is willingly trading away our messy, painful, beautiful freedom for the seamless convenience of an invisible colony. We trade meaning for stimulation. We trade our individuality for the easy comfort of an algorithm telling us exactly what to think, how to feel, and what to buy next.
I'll leave you to sit with that final thought. The ants are perfectly organized because they are entirely unconscious. They never had a choice in how they built their world or lived their lives. But we do. The real question is, are we ever going to use it?